Oh, right. Crowdfunding. Right. The word drum up all kinds of visions for the average person. Small startups exploding in popularity overnight. Companies on the verge of financial collapse being saved by a capital injection received through crowdfunding. Crowdfunding came into popularity at a time when it was desperately needed, as traditional loans became nearly impossible for new companies to get. And angel investors became much pickier about their investments due to the burst of the dot-com bubble. Crowdfunding kind of saved the startup world by providing a way for these new and emerging companies to find the funding they needed. Now, when we talk about crowdfunding's brilliance, it actually lies in a couple of small features. Uh, I'll try to explain in the amount of points if it's okay with you. Right? Oh, okay. So, number one, companies typically do not have to pay back their funding. It's obvious. They receive donations rather than loans. This can be extremely beneficial for companies in the startup stage because paying back loans often cripples new companies that need all the cash for operating capital. Um, Another reason could be because funding is spread out between hundreds or even thousands of investors. No one individually or company is taking any risk in the company's potential failure. Um, Unlike traditional investing, you will not lose any of your company to investors. You will not have to give a venture capitalist any control of your company. Nor will you have to give anyone any stock. You keep 100% control and ownership. That's a win win situation for both those seeking funding and those providing it. Now, if you talk about those seeking it get the funds they need for the project, while those providing it get the satisfaction of knowing they are helping a fledgling company or product, while potentially receiving an interesting benefit from the project founder. If you are asking about if you're just curious about seeking money through crowdfunding, there are some things you need to be aware of. The most important thing to keep in mind is that if you do not meet your funding goal, you won't receive anything at all. Remember that because it bears repeating. If you don't meet your funding goal, you will not receive anything at all. If you set a goal, for example, of $10,000 and you only receive pledges of $9,999, I mean $9,999, you won't receive a dime. It's an unfortunate situation, but it's understandable. It is done this way for a couple of reasons. Number one, it weeds out uninteresting projects because those projects are not likely to succeed, will probably never reach the funding goal. People now know an interesting idea when they see it. Now, what what is another thing that it does is that it prevents people from asking for money than they really need. The more you ask for, the more risk you are taking that you will not reach your funding goal. That's not getting anything at all. Secrets to setting up crowdfunding projects in order to give you the best possible chance at meeting or even exceeding your funding goal. You will learn how to use crowdfunding to promote a product before it comes to market, potentially selling out your first run before you ever get past the prototype or development stage. So let's get started.